I do believe life starts at conception, and I've said that multiple times. My argument in that of that radio interview was, as a doctor, the heart starts beating at around 9 weeks. So I was concerned that if legislators picked a time frame that's not medically accurate, it would invalidate the law. But also, if life starts at conception, why did you care what age the heart starts beating at? It's it's still murder if you were to terminate a child, whether their heart's beating or not. But
you just heard a hot mic moment featuring Mehmet Oz, who of course is running for a Senate seat in the state of Pennsylvania against John Fetterman, the progressive candidate. And what's fascinating about that hot mic moment is how it contradicts what he had said back in 2019 during a radio interview, where he was pushing back against the notion that you can hear a fetal heartbeat at 6 weeks. In reality, he said, in the context of that radio interview a few years ago, that it's electric activity, but it is not in any way a heartbeat. So it's interesting, because now all of a sudden he's trying to defend what he had said previously while making it seem as though he's always been against a woman's right to choose. And they reiterated that message later after the hot mic moment. Dr. Oz is pro-life and supports exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. It's quite the contrast from Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman, who supports abortion up until the moment of birth, which of course they're trying to make it seem like late-term abortions are widespread and John Fetterman's all about it. In fact, late-term abortions are very rare and only happen when there is a severe complication. More than 90% of abortions are done in the first trimester, but I digress. This may ultimately backfire on Oz, though, because as we've seen in other races, candidates who are very supportive of abortion bans are now running away from that messaging because it's incredibly unpopular. The Democratic hot streak since late June includes closer than expected special elections in Republican-leaning districts in rural southern Minnesota, central Nebraska, and western New York, as well as a 2-point victory for Democratic Representative-elect Pat Ryan in an exurban New York City House seat. So that's just a few examples of how the anti-abortion messaging has actually been a bit of a liability for Republican candidates. Those results, as well as the lopsided victory for abortion rights in Kansas, a relatively strong performance for Democrats in Washington's August all-party primaries, and shifts in public and private polls toward Democrats since June, all indicate that Democrats have become significantly more energized to vote, and independents are leaning more toward Democrats following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn national abortion rights. Cenk, what do you think?
Yeah, so Dr. Oz is full of crap. I guarantee you he wasn't pro-life before. He was a heart surgeon. That's why he had said earlier, no, that's not a heartbeat in the fetus. It's an electric pulse. It has nothing to do with a heartbeat. The heart has not formed yet. He knows that, but he's pretending to be an idiot because he thinks Republican voters are idiots and monsters. So that's what he's lying about now. It's disgusting. And by the way, hey, what happened? I thought you were, it's murder. No exceptions for rape or incest when you were in the primary. And now all of a sudden you're in the general election and you saw those people who are anti-choice lose, and now you're in a panic. You're like, oh no, exception in cases of rape or incest. Oh, I'm totally reasonable. Are you? You look like a lying politician, because that's exactly what you are.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. We really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.